Followed in commentary today by Robin Kreft. Good afternoon, Robin.
Good afternoon, everyone.
So we've got a few things changing today. We've got our follow commentary of Sebastian Spicer in the Renault. We have Josh Banks's move to Toro Rosso. With Matthew Elliott, so they're both in the Toro Rossos now. Luca is trying out for F1 in the Red Bull, so we are missing a few drivers, but if they want to come in, they'll have to start on the default setup. So a few changes today, gentlemen, but we should be right. We got 10 drivers, I think 12 drivers by the look of it. So Robin, throw it to you, mate. I hear you had a win in your F2 race. Your thoughts on China, obviously before you win, but yeah, your thoughts on the China Grand Prix track.
Personally, I don't like the track, but the long straight could have some slipstreaming in qualifying, and also for the race you can see some overtakes, and the long first corner could be there could be crashes. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, so here we are at the Chinese Grand Prix, just waiting for everyone to get their setup on and get out. So a few little quick stats for you that you might know, might not know. John's going for 3 from 3 for pole positions today, so that will be interesting to see whether or not he can do that. Bailey's got the 1 win and a P5. John's got 2 podiums, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, this could be a very good little battle here. I haven't really spoken to anyone about their pace. We got Brett coming out first by the look of it. No, there's a McLaren that's jumped in. So who's that? That's Stuart McKenzie. Not Mackenzie, Stewart. Will be our first flyer lap. So Mackenzie's out in the hard, Josh is on the mediums, Brett's on the hards, and Luke is on the softs. So Sebastian's on the hards as well. I don't know how your strategy was, if it was a 1 or a 2 stop, Robin, but I went for the 1 stop. Most of the F3 guys did a 1 stop. They went softs to hards, so I went hards to mediums. So it is possible. It's a bit risky going the softs to hards. You've really got to stretch each tyre compound. And these guys probably won't want to do that with the racing they're going to be having. So optimal strategy would be the mediums to hards, I do believe. And expect a few guys at the bottom of the top 10 to go for a soft run at the end of their stint. End of their race and try and get the fastest lap maybe, but that's all in the future. Anything else you want to add, Robin?
Yeah, maybe there are only 2 places for people that can go for a different strategy, but to go for the half to medium strategy, they could also have a fastest lap on the medium side.
So
and then we have 2 ways that the medium to hard strategy, but that is just the fastest strategy that there is at the track.
Oh, we've just been told by Tyler Beasley it's a wet race. So thank you for that, Tyler, which is Bullet Boy in P10. So dry qualifying, wet race. This could be very interesting to see how wet see if it starts dry, finishes wet, or it's full wet race from where it go. And everyone, yeah, so, or start wet and dry, yeah. So this could throw a few spanners in the works, depending on people's setups and tyre compound for the weekends. So we know Mackenzie have gone for the harder compound for the weekend. Yevgeny's done the same, Brett's done the same, and Tyler's and Sebastian have all done the same as well. Mackenzie comes down this massive straight of 1.2 kilometres, comes into the braking zone at the hairpin, nails the inside apex, gets the traction out of there, comes into the final corner a bit wide. It's going to invalidate his lap, I'm pretty sure, a 34.5, so it didn't invalidate his lap. As Josh does a 32.7 straight away, fires the first shot on the medium compound tyre. So John's out on soft compound tyres, but he's got mediums on his car on the moment on screen. Bailey does a 32.4 on mediums. So the two Mercedes are following each other. A little bit of half a straight between them. As Matthew Elliott comes into pits without setting a lap. Sebastian's still on his out lap. Addy's on an out lap. So Addy's coming across the line now to start a lap. John's gone straight back into pits with the softs. As Tyler's gone to P3 on the hard compound tyres as a 33.4. So Mackenzie really did have a bad lap there at the 34. Brett's gone P5. And Yevgeny in P6 is only 3/100ths of a second behind Brett on the hard compound tyres. So Addy will be our first driver on the softest compound tyre if he completes this lap. He's coming into the fast turns 7 and 8 into 9, 10. All a bit squinish out of there. Coming into 11, 12, 13. So that's 11. This bit here is 12. And then this apex right here is turn 13 technically. So he's nailed them nicely, coming down to the back straight, opens DRS. He's got hot lap battery. He's about to run out of battery though, unfortunately. Down into first gear for the hairpin at 14. Then that little bit there's 15, and coming up to turn 16. No, he's aborted his lap, gone into pits. So I wonder if these top 7 guys have made everyone go onto the harder compound tyre. So light rain to dry to clear it up. So thank you for that, Tyler. So we start with light rain and then we go to a dry to finish the race. So yeah, this could be interesting. Could be interesting. Is it light enough to start on the dry tyres, or will it be heavy enough to start on the intermediates? Maybe. All things to come. So at the moment, Yevgeny's... Yeah, it's... Brett's been jumped by Yevgeny in the Mercedes. Stuart Mackenzie's back out on his hards. Now, I did my flying lap on my hard tyres and it took me 3 laps to get them up to optimal temperature. As Bailey comes back out with a new set of mediums. So, don't expect everyone to jump straight back onto fresher tyres when they come out. There's Toro Rosso, that must be Josh, car 12. It was just coming out of pits. Sebastian up to P5, that's very good debut qualifying at the moment for him. Now, if you remember, Sebastian, Matthew's already out of qualifying. Is that on track? I don't think that was.
I just missed his car when I was tired.
So Sebastian is used to running no assist at all. His only assist he was running last season was racing line, so this is his first full league race without racing line. So it'll be interesting to see what he can do with the likes of all these other guys up here. So we've got 4 guys still yet to set a time. 3 that are only within the 3 that are still within the time, still within the session, sorry. So John's still out on these soft compound tyres. He's coming into sector 3 down this main straight. I'm going to call it the main straight even though it's the back straight. Coming into the hairpin. We'll get you to ride on board with Brett when he starts his flyer, Robin, and I'll get you to do a, as John goes quickest with 31.3 pretty much. I'll just get you to do a run through of a flying lap on board with Brett. Over to you, Robin.
The first turn is a long turn. You hope that you don't block up. A guy here just goes out a little bit to off the apex. You go down to tier 2. And then go into the turn 3 with the hairpin. It's a difficult with my racing line as he overshoots a little bit for turn. Now we're going to turn 4. The turn take is still following fine, but a bit of a left in the race. Here, you brake a little bit. And we're back to, we go back to 7. I was going back to 3rd. And here's the second split for sector 2. Then he grabs the balance a little long, very long. I'm not going back straight. Here is the DRS application point. And you need to make sure that you don't overshoot this turn. It's very easy to do. You dodge it a bit. Level compromise your time. Then the last turn you must avoid the grass to not go into the wall and cover the lap around the jam down the circle.
And he improves his lap with 34.4 on the medium compounds. So I wonder if John will push anybody to do stints on this soft compound tyre.
Yeah, and is it are we starting with light grey?
Yeah, we are starting with light rain, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be intermediate tyres. I've had a few races in career where it says it's light rain and it still starts you on the dry, like it's that crossovery point, which will obviously
But if I was like a Finlay or Black, I would just take the camel to run on the soft.
Yeah.
If you have a medium, for example, but you soft, you got a better getaway from the start.
as we say that, Nadir has gone to P2 with a 32.2. So we've now got 2 runners on the front with the racing point in P2. Bailey down in P3. He'll be very happy with that lap actually in P3 on the mediums.
Yeah, as Mackenzie's on the lap, he is at the final turn. And he goes into the pits.
He aborts that lap. Sebastian's coming down out of turn 13 onto the back straight. This is a flyer of a lap. Overtakes engaged. DRS is open.
It's the race director that was elevated, so this time will not improve from the door.
Oh, he invalidated, has he?
Yeah, but he's looking on the race director.
Oh, straight in the pits he comes too.
Maybe goes to P4 in the soft.
Yeah, so 32.5 splits Bailey and Josh. So they'll all be starting to think about coming out now with, we say 3 minutes, but it'll probably be 3.5, 4. We've got a Mercedes coming out of their pit box now. That'll be Evgeny.
Yes.
So Evgeny's out on. Everyone's got soft selected apart from Luca at the moment. Luca's still on the mediums on these outlap. So everyone.
On the soft.
Oh, if you go to tyre fitted, it says mediums. And he's got yellow wall tyres on the car. So I wonder if he... Has he set his best? No, because he hasn't set a time, of course. So this could be interesting here for Luca. So who's going to have the pace here? Oh, Brett's crashed. Where's that happened? Yeah, this is very frustrating for commentators about this game. You can't actually view a crashed car, so we don't actually know where it's happened. There's yellow flags in sector 3. I think that's just for Addy getting out of the way of Josh though. So
I have seen that car, so maybe it goes without from pits.
So Addy's coming into pit, so that will be Addy's qualifying over. Josh Banks has just crossed the line to start his flyer lap on the soft compound tyres. We'll keep an eye out, ladies and gentlemen, for the timing board, but I'm pretty sure Josh is the first of the late runners. Or is Evgeny even? No, Evgeny is just coming out of 3, so Josh is the first. Who will be the last one across the line, Robin, to start their final lap? If we could quickly work that out. So Luke...
I think it's Tyler that's the last flying lap in this qualifying session.
Okay, yep. So Lucas is actually going to be our first one to do their final lap, sorry. Just coming onto the back straight now. He's got someone sweeping in front of him. I think that is a McLaren. Yes, it is. So hopefully they realise that Luke is on a lap. Lucas kind of followed the McLaren going wide, trying to get that bit of slipstream. The McLaren now fires it up a car 2. Luca takes the grass at the final turn. He comes across the line to do a 36.8. So now we jump on board Josh Banks. What can he do for the final lap? He jumps to P2 with a 31.6. So then we've got. Is Mackenzie next, is he?
He pulls 4.
Oh, Yevgeny's gone to a 32.2.
Very close to Nadir this time.
So John's coming up onto the back straight now. Can he take his third pole position from 3 straight races? We'll stay on board with this lap. I can't. Nadir's just behind him. So John's coming up to the hairpin now. Beautifully hit the apex quite nicely. Got the traction out of there quite nicely as well. Didn't lose the rear end too much. Taking the grass nicely. Comes across the line to do a 30.8 flat. Now Nadir's coming across the line as well. What's he going to do? Nadir does a 31.7. Can't quite beat Josh. Bailey is now coming up to the final turn as well. What can Bailey do? Bailey comes across the line to take P2 to 31.2 as we've run out of time there. I thought we still had a few guys to do a fly, but they must have cleared. Tyler Beasley has just put up new personal best for himself at P3, so congratulations Tyler for that lap, mate. So we have John in front of Bailey, in front of Tyler. Josh rounds off the second row in his new team Toro Rosso. Nadir and Mackenzie are on the third row. Yevgeny and Addy on the fourth row. Sebastian and Brett on the fifth. And Luca and Matthew on the sixth row. So congratulations to everybody. Sebastian's the only one on the mediums inside the top 10. So if it is this is definitely intermediate conditions, no doubt about it. So Seb could have pushed, and I do believe Seb was on set of softs. I just don't think he got the lap in.
He didn't improve. I was driving aboard with him, but he wasn't validated his lap. So.
Rightio. So there you go.
But
so.
But if the lap was on the board, he would have been in position, so it was a very big improvement.
So, just a couple of track facts, ladies and gentlemen, while we wait for everyone to get their cars sorted out. The track was opened in 2004 with a building cost of $450 million or £370 million. Sebastian Vettel actually has the fastest lap from last year of a 1:31.0. So now that we've got cars on the grid, we will go to... Are you comfortable doing a driver rundown, Robin?
Yeah, let's do that.
Yep.
John Lindbergh with his first race on pole position. Second in championship we have Bailey Ford in the Renault. Tyler will be second in the last race with start in third place. Josh in fourth place. Nadir in fifth. Mackenzie alongside him in sixth. In the fourth row we have a Mercedes row with Shafini Eddy. Ninth we have Sebastian who also racing our two where he came second, so let's see what he can do in the F1 race. Brett is in 10th, and both from outside the top 10 are Luca who is driving the F1 today on Naku area and in last place.
So the big loser out of this will be Brett. For some reason he's already out of this warm-up lap. So that's going to hurt him. You might think it doesn't hurt their tyres, but it doesn't actually warm any tyres up. So Brett will start with cold tyres. It's going to hurt his traction off the line compared to everybody else.
Yeah, that's true, and I'm also interested to see how the pace from John is. In dry, in qualifying, he was just smashing everyone with 7 or 8 tenths.
Yeah.
So I'm interested to see what the race is like, because the rain is always different.
Yeah, and we don't know how long this rain's for, so they might need to swap to inters again before we get dry racing. Or if this is just a quick stint on the inters and then they go to dry. So everything to gain, everything to lose, as we got someone else stuck on the grid with Brett. It's Addy. Oh, and Yevgeny. So the Mercedes have already opted out to lock out their grid position. So just quickly, who's going to come out of turn one in the lead here? Robin, you think John will do it, or is Bailey going to send a move up on the inside?
I think he will try to do, but I think John will get hold of him in score position.
Okay, revs are building, ladies and gentlemen. Don't worry about the 5 red lights that we've just had. Revs are around, and the way we go. John's got a beautiful start. Bailey's already dropped 7 tenths. He's very squirmish. Tyler's got a beautiful start on the outside. He's followed John. There's a bit of contact there. Josh has hit the back. Bailey's now on the inside. Can Bailey jump John here at turn 3, 4? It's now the outside run. It's got a little bit more traction there on the outside than the inside. So Bailey's, after that terrible initial start, Bailey's got P1 off of John. Tyler into P3. He'll be very pleased he's kept that position. As they all, they've all gone 3 wide into turn 5. Turn 6, sorry. So Bailey's, not Bailey, Tyler's jumped John. Josh is still back there. Mackenzie's jumped 1 position off Nadir. Yevgeny's jumped a position. Where's he jumped from? Or is he? No, Yevgeny's stayed where he is. Luca's jumped 3 positions. So Luca's had an awesome start. So again, we got another good battle here for the top 3. Brett, Sebastian's lost 2 spaces as he just jumps Brett actually. So Brett and Matthew are down at the... Oh, we got yellow flag. Who's... Oh no, Luca's had a spin. As Matthew Elliott's had a spin as well. Yeah, Luca's got wing damage. As we got a battle here, Nadir and Yevgeny. Nadir's gone down the end. Oh no, Tyler's had a spin as well. This is terrible. Has Tyler lost front wing? I think he has. Yes, he has. He's lost end plate.
Yeah, and he goes straight into the pits.
John's lost massively as well. He's lost 3 positions, so now it's the Aussie of Bailey Ford in front of the New Zealander Josh Banks with a fellow Kiwi in P3 of Mackenzie Stewart. So John's lost massively out of this, but they've Addy's had an absolute pearl of a start, up 3 positions as well as Mackenzie Stewart. As we got Nadir, Tyler and Luca all in pit lane already. As Brett's just Brett's out of this race. Where has that happened? Out of turn 5. Coming into turn 5. No. Safety car is out. This is the first time we've seen a safety car in the F1 race, ladies and gentlemen. I do believe F2 had a couple at Australia, but it's the first one we've seen here for F1. So are we going to see anybody jump for new intermediate tyres here? Or are they all going to stay out? Brett's already left the session.
I think John will pit. He has strong damage on his left. So he should pit.
Oh yes, John has got wing damage. So this will be a free pit stop essentially. It's going to put him to the back of the field, but it's a free pit stop. So yeah, this is a big game changer, ladies and gentlemen. Absolute massive game changer.
Also good for Nadir, Tyler and Luca will just pit it for it. And new front wings and new tyres.
Yeah, yep, so our bottom 3 will be loving this safety car. They can catch up as soon as they cross the line, they can get above the delta and actually start catching this pack, put themselves back in the fight. As you called it, John's in pits. Now, I wonder if he will be... Oh, Luca won't jump him. Tyler may. John's already out, so... No, John will still come out P8. So that's not as bad as we thought. It's only dropped another 4 positions. But the 2 Mercedes will be rubbing their hands, P4, P5. Still going. I really don't like seeing people this close together. I know they're all good drivers, but it scares me with lag and everything else, especially with the safety car out.
Yeah, Mackenzie had almost contact with Josh, I saw just.
Yeah, I just clipped that. I was riding on board with, I was locked into Bailey and I saw it at the background there. They're all weaving to keep a bit of heat in these tyres. So Brett won't be very happy, but unlucky Brett. Luke is still trying to fight his way to get onto the back of this train. Tyler's had an absolute terrible first 3 laps. Had a blistering lap 1, first couple of seconds. Who's got the rev glitch? Matthew Ellie's got the rev glitch.
That's so annoying.
Oh, it's terrible, isn't it? I had one of the Ferraris have it in my race and all I could hear in the background was this Ferrari screaming, revving at me. So, safety car is out. Safety car should be in pits at the end of this lap.
Yeah, it's the 3rd lap.
So it's good little cool off period. But again, when is this rain going to stop? Still raining, so we're still unsure. Luke is just coming up to turn 1, 2 now. He's almost just had another spin. So remember, ladies and gentlemen, this is just Luca's pretty much evaluation race. I think he's keen to jump into F2, but we don't currently have spots at the moment without moving. There is talk of a mid-season swap happening later down the track, so keep your eyes open. But what can John do?
Luca is in F2, but he was very late, so I think he had an update on his PS4, so he couldn't make the F2 race. But he's driving in the half, but not driving in the season after safety car comes in this lap.
Safety car in this lap, so Bailey now will get control of the field. He'll start slowing them up. Josh is right up his gearbox. Bailey lets the safety car pull away. As Matthew and John have swapped positions for some reason. No, John's now let it go back. So, when does Bailey jump? He's still weaving. I'm pretty sure that's against... I know it is in V8 supercars. But I don't know about F1. You're not allowed to weave once the safety car is announced that it's coming in. Josh is right up the back. Mackenzie's almost hit Josh yet again. There's a Renault out there of Sebastian just staying right out of the back of this train. Has Bailey gone? No, he still hasn't gone. He's still holding up the traffic. When is Bailey going to go? Mackenzie's getting a bit antsy. Mackenzie's... Oh, Bailey's bolted. So Bailey's onto it now. Josh is Josh has been caught napping just a little bit. Mackenzie Stewart's right up the back of his good mate here. Can he do something? Addy's on the back. Matthew Ellie has already dropped the position. Dropped a couple of positions. He's jumped right down. Tyler's pulled a position on Nadal. John up to P7 already. Sebastian's still holding his own at P6. He's got Yevgeny's right in front of him. And Yevgeny's got his teammate right in front of him. I think there's going to be change here. No, Addy's kept the position. Yevgeny's gone to the inside. No, he can't quite make it stick. There's a bit of rubbing here from Mackenzie and Josh. Mackenzie's got past Josh. So now Mackenzie can chase down Bailey Ford, our Australian race winner. So will we have 3 different winners for the first 3 races, ladies and gentlemen? Josh has had a good start. Last 2 races he's been... he's had contact and lost front wing, but at the moment he's had a clean start. We're only 5 laps into this race. Anything can happen, but Yevgeny's gone wide. Sebastian's got around him, around the outside at the turn 13. Yevgeny's lost a bit. Tyler's on the inside. I thought John was on the inside first, but Tyler went down the inside very quickly. So John's lost a position there. Tyler's got very good race pace at this stage of the race. But John's got the straight line speed out of both of them. Tyler keeps... Oh, it's too wide at the hairpin. This is what Nadir would be wanting. I thought I just lost all audio. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, but I haven't. Luca's got a 3-second time penalty as John's got past Yevgeny into turn 1.
Yevgeny has let him go. You were reading earlier.
Oh, okay. Yep. Yevgeny's got out of it, knowing he's not in the championship hunt. But saying that, it is only round 3. It's all for points at the moment, ladies and gentlemen. So Stuart Mackenzie hasn't really closed up the gap on Bailey Ford. Josh has lost almost a second on Mackenzie. Addy's still there. Yevgeny's a big loser out of that safety car restart, dropping 3 spots.
Yeah, he wasn't fit for the restart.
So Tyler's had an awesome start. He's right up the back now with Sebastian.
He's flying in the rain.
So, Sebastian's gone wide. Sebastian's gone very deep. Now he's in trouble with John as well. John's hit the outside ribble strip. That won't help him get onto the back straight here. So Tyler is absolutely flying here in the wet weather. He'll be chasing down Addy now for P4. And if we remember correctly, Tyler was our driver of the day last week in the desert of Bahrain, coming up from somewhere in the back of the grid to get on the podium. I think it was P2 after he chased down Stuart Mackenzie. So Tyler has got pace. Bailey's just gone and set the quickest lap of a 47.878. So Bailey's pushing like mad. He's got 2 and a bit seconds on Stuart Mackenzie. Josh Banks is just losing a couple of tenths a lap on Mackenzie. Addy's still thereabouts. Tyler's already closed up on Addy. John's closing up on Tyler, so this could be an interesting little battle here, ladies and gentlemen, between John and Tyler. And then they will, as Addy had go very deep into turn 6 hairpin, which has allowed Tyler to pull 0.3 of a second in that one corner. So this wet weather conditions is catching out a few people. Nadal is on the back of Yevgeny, so Yevgeny could be in trouble for losing another position. Yeah, Sebastian, no, Sebastian's on the back of John, but that's after John's overtaken him. So Tyler run deep. Does Tyler run deep into? Oh, Luke has had another spin. Oh, that's turns 9 and 10, I do believe. Yes, it is. Turn 10.
Okay.
So that's unfortunate for Luca, and he's just left the session. Now, Luca, if you do watch this, mate, we understand rage quitting, but if you're going to rage quit, please put the car into the wall so your AI doesn't get in the way of the race. But saying that, cars in walls usually bring out safety cars at this stage. So as Addy's gone wide at turn 16, and now Tyler's got the position and John's following him. Can John go around the outside of Addy here? No, he's dived onto the inside. John's made the move stick. Addy's still thereabouts. If he can keep it on the outside, no, he might go the switch back. Or are they going to follow each other? Addy's helmet looks very nice in that Mercedes car. For a little side note. So there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. Addy's fallen 2 positions in one corner just from running wide at turn 16. So Tyler's back up to P4. 1 position off his qualifying spot. As Josh has dropped 1.1 seconds on Mackenzie in the last couple of laps. Bailey's pulled 2, maybe 3 tenths from Mackenzie. So Bailey's now settled down into a rhythm, and Mackenzie's got that rhythmy pace as well. So this is all interesting racing here, ladies and gentlemen. John and Tyler are still fighting, and now they've got Josh Banks in their crosshairs as well.
I've also noticed that it has stopped raining, so it will be a few left when we move.
Oh, it has too. It has too. Very good eyes there. I hadn't quite noticed that. Now Josh could be in trouble next couple of laps from Tyler and John. So we'll keep an eye on this battle. Sebastian's up the back of Addy. So as Josh gets a 3-second time penalty, I think that's the first one of the race of anyone. So that won't be helping him. At this current stage, that would put him down to P6. So Tyler has just got the run on turn 1 and 2. He's so quick through there. Down to first gear, out of 3. Yellow flag at sector 1. Yevgeney's dropped it. So Nadir gets a free position of P8. Oh, Tyler's done it at turn 6. Josh has gone back to the switch. Now he's on the outside. This is Tyler just backing off. No, he's pushing it. Josh has backed it in, got back into the behind. Now this is great racing by Tyler. I'm very impressed. As John's gone a little bit.
I personally think that Tyler is the fastest driver on the track, but he has a few cars ahead of him, so he doesn't get the fastest lap at the moment. But I'm really sure he's the fastest at the track at the moment. He's just
he's got a good 3.5 seconds to catch up now, so he's got a good open track in front of him. And without DRS being activated, he's in a good position to just try and pull away. You know, Josh isn't going to have any extra speed coming down the main straight or the back straight. So if he can just keep his car and as Bailey's in the pits, what's he doing?
Right, this is your $1.5 million.
Everybody's on the pitch. Tyler's Tyler's gone wide at the pit lane. Sebastian's hit Addy. No, this is absolute carnage here. Addy's got 5-second time go for speeding in pit lane. Sebastian will be absolutely fuming after that unfortunate race of F2. As Yevgeney's now taken the lead, everyone's gone on the hards apart from Addy. And Matthews, Tyler is a massive loser out of that pit process, ladies and gentlemen. which will give Josh a lot of breathing space now to try and get his head back into the game, get back in front of Mackenzie. But as soon as you move off that racing line, it's going to be a bit slippery. But Yevgenay's just got no pace on those inches compared to Bailey.
It's just completely dry.
Yeah, it's just, you got to get so far off the racing line to get any moisture into those inches, and they'll be burning up to get so much heat into them. He's just got no confidence in that Mercedes at the moment. Can't get onto the power, doesn't want to get onto the brakes. But then again, Bailey doesn't have too much confidence in the hards, but the hards will still be cold. So, Addy comes up to P6, Nadell down to P7. So Addy on the softs, they will only do 6 laps. So then he'll go on to the mediums. Everybody else will be pushing to stay on the hards for 1 lap, as Yevgenay's already been jumped. As he's in the pits, this would have to be for hard compound tyres. You wouldn't get the mediums home from here. Yes, it is, it's hard compound. So Matthew's on the softs as well, and Luke has gone to mediums, so you won't get mediums home from here. So we know there's still 3 people to pit to make another pit stop.
You come out ahead of Sebastian, Define.
Yeah, so, and Sebastian had that front wing change, which will have hurt him. But that is just pit lane carnage, unfortunately. Nothing he could have done about it. Addy obviously wasn't confident in his braking spot for the line, and it's costed him. But, so, we've really got no battles here. We'll keep an eye on the timing boards, ladies and gentlemen. Tyler's already catching Nadir. So, Tyler could be one to watch. John's obviously got pace in dry on the soft compound, but whether or not he's got pace on the hards is another question. But Tyler's pulled 4 tenths on Nadir already in Sector 2. As Yevgenay goes a bit deep, Sebastian hits the apex there at turn 11. So Bailey's won massively out of this. He's almost 4 seconds in front of Stuart Mackenzie. As Mackenzie Stewart, sorry. Who's got 2 first names anyway?
Bailey's 7 points quicker than Mackenzie on the last lap, so he's 10 seconds for Seb.
10 seconds for Seb for corner cutting. I'm assuming that was at the hairpin. As Addy goes quickest on the soft compound tyres.
Tyler's on the grass on turn 1.
Tyler's on the grass at turn 1. He's kept it out. Good morning, good evening, Jaden, mate. Welcome to the stream. You've probably missed the most exciting first stint. We had battles all over. Tyler was coming up through the pack. He's still working his way back up, but so we know Tyler's got a bit of pace. But again, everyone's on hard compound tyres now. Relatively full cars, depending on whether or not they underfueled it at the start of the race. Doesn't look like anyone has, or they've saved it all from that wet stint. So just to give everyone a quick rundown of what's previously happened in the last 12 laps, we had Jonathan start on P1 in a intermediate wet weather race. Bailey dove it up on the inside of turns 1, 2, 3 to get the win, to get the position. Bailey goes quickest with a 40.5. Can Addy better that on his soft compound tyres? We'll just wait for Addy to come around the last turn. John betters it with a 140.1. Addy goes quickest again with a 39.4. Now we are expecting Addy to have pace at the moment. but as we expect, he'll pit, I'd say lap 26, maybe 27, 28, and then go on to the medium compound for the end. Tyler gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings, so that won't help Tyler's race, but he's right up the back of this racing point of Nadir now. So Tyler's showing his pace yet again. Sebastian slowly catching Yevgeny. So this is a good little battle here. John's caught up to the back of Josh Banks for P3. So if you can just get in within that DRS range at this little bit of a straight here before the next snail section, he might have DRS. No, he hasn't caught up quite enough. So we'll go back to Tyler. Tyler is now within 6/100ths of a second of Addy, so not Addy, sorry, Nadir. So this is going to be DRS here for the Ferrari, and he's got massively good straight line speed. We've seen that in the wet already. So ERS into overtake mode. He's not even following the slipstream. He knows he's got DRS. He's got the position done before the braking point. Now will Nadir? Yeah, Nadir gives him the job. John goes quickest with 38.2, so him and Bailey is swapping fastest laps. Mackenzie's just got no answer. He's losing time every single lap. Sebastian gets another 3-second time penalty. So now that's 13 seconds for Sebastian, as John's up the back of Josh now, within DRS range, as John goes 5/10ths of a second quicker in the first sector already on his own personal best, which is the fastest lap. So this could be very interesting. Will John have the pace to catch his teammate if he can get around Josh quick enough? So here they come up to the little straight before 11, 12, 13 complex. As we're just waiting, Tyler's now got 7 seconds before he gets to Addy, but again, Addy will be pitting very shortly for a set of mediums, I would assume. I'd be very surprised if he goes to hards. John now, DRS open, ERS into overtake, dives on the inside of the hairpin on Josh. Can he pull it up? Yes, he does. Josh tries the over and under. They're side by side coming out into the turn 16. Josh is now on the outside of the line. John backs it off and pulls in behind him. Very good racing there by these two. There's a lot of respect here by everybody given on the racetrack. Not like your F2, F3 guys, but these are the top tiers. As Tyler goes quickest, so as you were saying earlier, Robin, Tyler is the quickest guy out there. Now that he's got the clear track in front, he can really show us what he's got. It's going to be a big ask to make up 9 seconds to catch this battle here for P3, but if anyone can do it, I'd imagine Tyler can. So at the moment this is the only battle on track for P3, so it's not a bad battle to be watching for the final step of the podium. John gets a nice run out of there. What's the green spinner mean? Is that all pit stops are finished, is it?
What?
The green spanner beside their RPM. Because John and Mackenzie have it, so it's not that their teammates coming in the pit, unless they're both coming in the pit on this lap. So John tries to move again. I don't think Josh is close enough this time to do the switchback. Bailey does a 36.3. That is absolutely flying by Bailey. Tyler gets another time penalty. Addy's gone very wide into the final turn.
You almost
36.2. Jesus. So John's on the charge now. Mackenzie's got nothing here. Absolutely no pace. Can't keep up with Bailey and he's losing time to his teammate now. So within a couple of laps, ladies and gentlemen, we could see a McLaren scrap. So
The last lap was a 36.9, so he's 7 tenths slower than his teammate.
And his teammate had to get around Josh at the hairpin, so you know, adding a couple of tenths for the DRS, but then losing it for the not being on the racing line at the hairpin. We've got a beautiful helicopter shot here of John coming through 11, 12 and 13. So this comes onto the back straight now. So now, Josh is out of DRS range, so that's going to hurt Josh. Addy's still holding on to these medium compound tyres, onto the soft compound, sorry. Tyler's closed another couple of hundredths of a second. So Stuart Mackenzie now, as I say that he's had no pace, has just done his fastest lap. But John goes quickest by another 1/10 of a second. So the McLaren boys are really starting to step it up now as Addy's in the pits. Tyler's jumped him. What's Addy doing? Medium compound. Oh, he's had his 5 second stop go for speeding in pit lane as well. This could... He's going to get jumped by Sebastian.
How many more laps it does?
So Addy's come out. Oh, good couple of... Good 5, maybe 10 seconds behind Sebastian, but now on the fresher medium compound tyres. He's got 11 laps to make this position. So John's still... Yeah, there is two, yep. Of Yevgeny and the yellow flag in sector 3. Who is that for? It's not for any of our leaders, but Bailey's got some... Oh, Bailey's got Luca just in front of him, so it might have just been Luca there. So we'll go back to this battle here for P6. As Yevgeny's now on the back of is it Nadal? Nadil. Nadil. So, what's the straight line pace? As Luca's jumped Matthew. Matthew's now in pits. Yellow flag again in sector 3. I think that just must be the glitch.
Yeah, that's Seb was spun.
Oh, Seb spun. Oh, okay. He has too, because Addy's now right. Addy can now see him. So Seb's not having a great first race here in the F1 category. It's not technically his first race. He was in F1 for all of season 3. But that was in the old game of 2018. So Mackenzie Stewart's caught back up to Bailey by 4 tenths. John's made almost a second on his teammate and pulled 2.5 off of Josh. So we'll go back to this battle for P6. Nadal's had a lock up. I'm assuming that's either Matthew or Luca getting out of the way. Yellow flags in sector 2. So Yevgeny's still just following him. There is a looks like a Toro Rosso just in front of these guys. As we see a Ferrari down the back straight in the background there. So Yevgeny, can he get the move done again? Or can he get closer to make a move maybe at turn 1? John goes quickest still with a 36 flat. That is absolutely flying on hard compound tyres. As Yevgeny got right up the back then. Didn't quite get the drive off the hairpin. But he's definitely, if he can get a little bit closer, he's got the straight line speed. Might be running a little bit more aero than Nadil is, so that would be helping helping Nadil over the back straight. His Addy goes quickest now with a 35.9. So that will give him 3 points if he finishes where he is, but he's got Sebastian right in front of him, so he'll be hoping to jump to P8. And then Sebastian's a bit lonely within cars in front of him. He's got Yevgeny with the lap. Oh yeah, Yevgeny's got a lap pressure tyres and everybody, so this could help out. Won't help out so much right now, but 3, maybe 4 laps when these hards really get into their rhythm. As I've just looked at the gap from P1 to P2, Mackenzie's lost 2 seconds somewhere. Mackenzie must have had a spin because John's caught him in 2 seconds as well.
Yeah, and I am checking the lap time from the top 3, and the last has been a second faster than Mackenzie.
John goes quickest now with a 35.6, so these hards are coming to life now. Yevgeny again up the back. Can't quite get the run off turns 13 to make a good run down the back straight at the moment. As Addy's already jumped Sebastian at the hairpin. So Sebastian down now to P9, Addy up to P8. Addy being our surprise podium place at Australia, I do believe.
Yes.
So Addy's having a good little fight back. Tyler's made a massive comeback to P5 after that horrendous pit stop.
The sun's coming out.
Yeah, the sun's now out. So I don't think Tyler will catch Josh, but he has got the Red Bull of Luca right in front of him to give him a bit of DRS, maybe down this back straight. So anything's possible. John can now see his teammate quite well. So John might fancy his step up to the second step of the podium here with 7 laps to go. Please to all our viewers, write down in the comment section your driver of the day. I'll just put up your movers and shakers on our list at the moment. So there we go, there's the movers and shakers on the list. So again, put up your driver of the day. You got your fastest laps there as well. So at the moment, John's got the fastest lap and Addy is 3/10 off it behind him on the medium compound tyre. So our biggest mover of the day has been Mackenzie Stewart. He's jumped up 4 positions after what would be a terrible qualifying position at P6. But there's a good little battle here, team orders. John's got the championship to think of, and Mackenzie won't want to give up the position, but maybe just to keep the peace, give John this one now, and it might benefit Mackenzie later down in the championship. But they're not quite there at the moment. Yevgeny still can't find a way behind around Nadir. He's just a little bit too far. Oh, we got a Toro Ross Matthew Elliott again at turn 12. Is he getting the car? Oh, he's just waiting for Addy and Sebastian to come past. So that won't be helping Addy's run at all. So Yevgeny still can't find a way around, as now they've got the Red Bull of Luca. So this won't be helping Yevgeny catch him. Oh, excuse me, ladies and gentlemen. as I have a bit of a yawn there. So we've got a battle here for P2 as well. They're within 6 tenths. So we'll keep an eye on P6 and 7 on the timing board, but we'll watch this battle for P2 at the moment. Team battle. Mackenzie's got disco wheels going on. His intermediates to hards. Can John get the run? Can John do what Yevgeny is failing to do and make a pass down this back straight? Two teammates. I think Mackenzie's just going to let the position go. He hasn't seemed to fought it one bit. John goes a little bit deep into the hairpin. I don't think Mackenzie's fought that position at all. John's obviously got the pace. So has Mackenzie thought, well, maybe if I just tag along with John, he can catch up to Bailey, but that's 8.5 seconds. That's a big gap to try and catch in 5 laps. Or is Mackenzie just thinking, maybe if I keep DRS next couple, I can fight him back at the end of it. So out of all that, it was a pretty easy pass. I do think Mackenzie let John through there. I don't think there was a big fight on that. So Yevgeny's quicker in this first bit. You know, if he was within this time gap of the half a second coming out of turn 13, he could make a dive at the hairpin, but he just loses too much time through the second sector. And the Mercedes boys would be upset a little bit after their strong start. They were P4, 5, and now they find themselves in 7 and 8. So after a strong start, strong showing, as Mackenzie now is having a bit of a look. No, just he had DRS in overtake. ERS in overtake, sorry, and DRS open, so he's obviously just trying to keep up with John. Maybe running different setups, we don't know. But here we go with 4 laps remaining, 5 laps including this one remaining. Josh Banks has just fallen off the back. Tyler's slowly catching him, but Tyler's got that time penalty. 6 seconds, I do believe. As Yevgeny still can't find a way past his racing point. So this is a good race, good drive here from Nadil to put in consistent laps, not fall to the pressure. He has got 1 lap older tyres than the car behind him of Yevgeny in the Mercedes, so awesome driving here from him. Oh, big lock up. Luke is in the pits. Luke is going for fastest lap. But unless if he can jump Matthew, it won't matter anyway, because you've got to be inside the top 10 to get it. So all it's going to do is take that extra point off of John, who currently has it. So there we go. Bailey's just got that off of John. So Bailey's now on the charge. Can John better the lap? No, I don't think he has. No, Mackenzie can't better it either. So will John now be on a push? Bailey's used pretty much all of his battery now, harvesting again. So that's interesting. Bailey's just done 1 flyer lap, seeing what he can do. Let everyone know. I reckon Sebastian could be thinking about a fastest lap. I mean, he's got a lap clear on Matthew Elliott, so he's got nothing to lose. And if that's the case, I reckon Addy might jump in as well. But we'll wait and see. Yevgeny's a bit closer now. Where oh no, they're in the first sector again. So again, he's still close enough at the first sector after the two DRSs, but he loses it in the second and just can't quite find a way around him. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, Robin, you used to race Yevgeny at Season 2 F3. Is that correct?
Ask me the question again, please.
Were you racing Yevgeny in Season 2 in the F3 league, or were you F2 at Season 2?
Yeah, I was racing with him in F3 and a few races in F2 last season.
Ah, rightio, yep. So you know what his pace is, because I had the year off last season, obviously. Well, the 10 races off. Tyler gets another time penalty. So is that 9 seconds now for Tyler?
And 30 seconds of penalties he has.
How many? 30?
13.
Oh, 13. I thought you said 30. I'm like, Jesus. So he will be in danger of losing out here to Nadal, and if Yevgeny can stay right there, maybe even lose out to Yevgeny. So Tyler's got to be very careful now for these next couple of laps not to get any more penalties. So if you are watching Tyler, which you usually have the stream on in the background, I don't know if you have the sound on, but usually have the stream on in the background, just be careful, mate. The same way you caught Mackenzie last week could be the cost of you getting P5 this week. So Mackenzie hasn't fallen off the back of his teammate here up for P2, so this could be a tasty little battle in the last couple of laps.
Yeah, he just keeps the pressure on for if John makes a mistake.
Yeah. 36 flat from Mackenzie. So Bailey's still got the fastest lap by 1/100th of a second. That is close, ladies and gentlemen.
It's like qualifying.
Yeah. And if you're trying to imagine what 1/100th of a second looks like, I think the human brain blinks the eyelid in 3/100ths of a second or something. So don't quote me on that. So it's quicker, it's closer of a gap than what you can blink your eyelids. As Sebastian's in the pits. So Sebastian won't do a fastest lap, because he'll be starting lap 28. Oh no, he'll start lap 27, won't he? Yeah. So you'll have the last lap to get a flying lap. Mackenzie's still putting pressure on. DRS is open, ERS is on overtake. But John's just got a little bit more straight line pace by the look of it. Bailey goes 35 flat. John goes very wide, horrendously wide.
Mackenzie got a penalty.
Oh, Mackenzie's got a 3-second penalty. No. So that's just given John P2 pretty much.
The Finley have to run on Nadir.
Oh, he's right there now. Can he make a move here on the final lap? This is the battle we've been waiting for. Yevgeny now right on the back of him.
Nadir defends the inside.
Yevgeny around the outside. I don't think it's going to work. Not quietly. If he can keep this gap around this whole lap, he could get there. Isn't it low on fuel? No, but he's very low on ERS, whereas Yevgeny's got good charge. But Yevgeny's just lost 7 tenths pretty much out of turn 3. Nadir, another big lock up. So now Nadir's charging the battery that he's not trying to push. So this could be the end of this battle, but we'll jump on board with our race leader, ladies and gentlemen, coming into the final couple of corners, coming down to turn 14 at the hairpin. Nicely done. Easy on the gas. He's still got the fastest lap up his sleeve, so we get 26 points. Comes across the line to take his second win of the F1 Championship. John has come out of the final turn, come across the line to take P2. Stuart McKenzie P3. Josh Banks is coming up to turn 16 now, turns in his debut race for Toro Rosso to take P4. Tyler Beasley should take P5. Jeff Gano will be absolutely devastated if he didn't get that move. He spent all of that second stint pretty much looking at the back of that Force India. So as we wait for Addy to come across the line now, Sebastian's our big talking point. Can he get that fastest lap off of Bailey, who currently holds it? We'll ride on board for the end of this lap, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see what he can do. Sebastian's current quickest is a 37.2. He should absolutely breeze that. As Tyler just leaves us a little message. So I can't see whether or not he's up or down on his steering wheel, but I don't think he's going to do it. No, he's not. What a shame. Great race out there for Sebastian on his first F1 race. Wouldn't be the race he was hoping for. He got robbed pretty much at that pit stop. So Robin, I'll get you to get the 3 podium guys into the party and we'll have a quick chat.
If I Bailey, so.
Yep, so Bailey, John and Mackenzie, mate, if you got them. So there we have it, ladies. I think Bailey now takes the lead of the F1 Championship. With that, as we get... Yep, I can do that for you, mate. Where am I going here? Suggest players, custom list, bang, John, Mackenzie, and Bailey. Alright, I've just suggested all 3 of them, mate. So we'll start with John. He's the first one into our party. So John, just quickly, mate, another pole position that takes it 3 from 3. We'll just talk through your qualifying lap at the moment. You set an awesome lap on the softs halfway through the stint. We weren't quite sure what the strategies were going to be, but you out-qualified everybody yet again. So again, 3 from 3. Just talk us through your qualifying lap.
Yeah, I don't remember it too well, to be honest. You know.
Okay.
Race with the rain or safety car, I thought.
Yeah, so we'll talk about lap 1, first couple of corners. You got the launch on Bailey. Bailey got an absolute terrible launch, but he got a good second phase of the takeoff, and we thought you might have held it around the outside, but Bailey just got the traction at 3 and 4, and then the safety car threw it all up. You got a bit of wing damage. Great recovery drive though from P8, I think, at the end of the safety car stint. So great recovery drive to get to P2, mate. Any other words?
Yeah, no, it was an eventful race. Lost some positions at the start, and I had that little crash with Tyler. Yeah, Tyler.
Yep.
Yeah, I guess safety car kind of bailed me out to get the front wing changed, and I'll still be within, yeah, like not dropping too much time.
Yeah, yep. Yep.
Yeah, other than that, it was a pretty good drive.
Yep. Robin, you got
But
anything
congrats
to?
to Bailey. That's,
Yeah, mate. Yep. Robin, you got anything to add, mate? You want to ask John?
Yeah, what happened exactly at the safety car where you lost a bit of your front wing?
yeah, we were going to the hairpin. I was behind Bullet Boy. And I was a lot later on the brakes. I don't know if I outbraked myself, maybe. Or maybe it was earlier on them, but yeah, I locked up trying to avoid him a bit going to the inside, and then we sort of got stuck into each other. I got damage out of it, and Bullet Boy, I think he spun around and maybe got damage as well. It's repeated there also.
Yeah. So with that, we'll go to Mackenzie Stewart. Starting with your qualifying, Mackenzie P6. Probably not where you want it to be. Just talk us through your hot lap quickly, Chief, and then we'll get on to your race.
Yeah, well, no, the qualifying was a bit chaotic. Yeah, I'd kind of set up like on the point, like the whole factor that I was expecting to qualify on the medians, but yeah, I was kind of thrown off having to go on the softs at the end and invalidated my penultimate lap on the soft, so I kind of left it all onto the last one, and yeah, I was quite conservative on it, and wasn't as aggressive as I wanted to be, but yeah, I needed to get a banker, otherwise I would have been starting like on the back rows. So
Yep.
yeah, it was as good as a lap as I could have done, but yeah, I definitely could have gone better on that and could have been further up the front, but yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Now we'll talk race. I think you had an average start. You didn't nail the launch. You didn't fall back either. Pretty conservative. Safety car didn't really bail you out at all. The one talking point was when John come around you at the hairpin of 14 there at the last couple of laps. Were you letting him past, or were you fighting with everything you had, or?
Um, yeah, no, the race was a bit chaotic.
Oh, yeah.
No, yeah,
Shush, Bailey.
the race was a bit the race was a bit chaotic at the start. Yeah, no, I got the launch, but then yeah, I think I had one of the Mercedes up my inside at turn one, even though I was like right on the apex, so that was a bit awkward. Yeah, I got past in the air, went up like which I wanted to off the start, and then yeah, I was saw that I got was lucky to avoid the incident with Tyler and Josh and John, and yeah, not get away with any damage. But yeah, then safety car got me up to P2. I would have liked to have yeah, I had Josh. I don't know if Josh got damage or not, but I would like to have been a bit closer to Bailey, because might have been able to challenge him off the restart. But yeah, no, he had extraordinary pace today. But yeah, no, those last couple of laps, yeah, I knew John was faster, but he was saying to me that he reckoned he could at least close the gap to Bailey by a few seconds, and yeah, I've seen that he did, but yeah, the last couple of laps I was saying to myself, I want those points. I either go at him, but I was only a couple of tenths off him. But then I was happy to stick with him in that second stint, even though he was.
Yeah, well, you got that
So much
time
quicker.
penalty there on the penultimate lap, and that really threw out your chance of P2, didn't it?
Oh no, I wasn't really I didn't really care about the penalty. I had the gap to Josh behind, but yeah, I was just pushing to try and see if I could get that fast lap off Bailey for John, but only a couple of tenths off. Yeah, no, Bailey just had a all round pace all race, all good pace.
Yeah. Yep. So we'll go to, unless if you got anything to add there, Robin, for Mackenzie.
Nah, not much.
Not much. Okay, so we'll go to our race winner. Start with your qualifying, Bailey. Again, it kind of threw us here in the com box that everyone went to the soft strategy. We knew there was going to be rain in the race. We didn't know when. Just talk us through qualifying, what was going through your head to start with, mate, and then we'll get on to your race.
Yeah, no, I was probably originally going to do a mediums to hards strategy, but I saw that it was raining for the start of the race, and so, you know, but you don't start on the tyre you qualify on then, so just, yeah, basically threw it all in, gave it all I could on the soft tyre, but John's pace was just way too good in quali. I had nothing on that lap. I messed up a little bit in the middle sector, but it wasn't 3.5 tenths worthy. So nah, brilliant lap by Johnny and Quali.
Yeah, rightio. Yeah, the only thing we were umming and ahhing about there was, that transitioning, whether it was going to be transitioning wet where you might still start on the dries and then you go to the inters, within a couple of laps or whatever. But that wasn't the case, so we'll just go with, your first talking point was your start. I just clicked onto your POV and your car's literally sideways as you snapped second or third gear. And I thought, he's going to drop back, and you've dived John at turn 2, I think it was, and you've stuck it around the outside at 3 and 4 to get the front pace at 5. So talk us through your first lap just quickly, and then we'll go on to further points of your race, mate.
Yeah, no, my start was horrendous. I knew track position was gonna matter a lot, especially in the wet where it's hard to overtake. So I needed to kind of make that lunge through turn 1, just to, show that I'm still there. And I drifted a bit wide and gave John a little nudge through 1, but no, he was still there on my inside at 2, and then thankfully I could just get the power down before him, and just drive away.
Yep. Safety car restart, mate. You backed him up for as long as you possibly could. I think Josh was sleeping just a little bit, as Mackenzie said. You've pulled 4 tenths off of Josh before you even crossed the line, so that would have helped out massively. And then letting Josh and Mackenzie fight, really let you just run away with the race from there, pretty much.
Probably would have been better without the safety car. I'd have enjoyed that a bit more, a bit less stress. But what happens, and thankfully it didn't affect my race too much.
Yeah, that's right. Anything else, Robin, you want to add, mate?
No.
No. So we'll leave it there, ladies and gentlemen. Congratulations again to Bailey Ford for his second win of the F1 Championship. John in P2 and Mackenzie Stewart in P3. Catch us next week for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. We'll same time, same bat channel, and we'll see you all next week. Thank you for watching.